Since Shasta and Keswick dams were constructed back in the 1940s and the early 1950s in the case of Keswick, that sealed off the recruitment of large woody debris and spawning gravels from areas upstream of the dams. And so with the high flows we have during the winters, those high flows sweep away any woody debris, any root wads that would be on the root banks and so forth, and it sweeps a lot of the good gravel downstream. We're now at the point where we have no choice. We have to intervene to recreate those habitats in areas downstream of the large dams.
Life for salmon was once good in the Sacramento River. Natural structures protecting juvenile fish from predators and velocity were plentiful. Today, much of that essential rearing habitat has been wiped out. Our project looks to remedy that. Structures composed of woody debris and large boulders will be placed into the river near known spawning sites. Complex networks of branches and roots will provide cover, netting major gains in salmonid survival.
Well, River Garden Farms, we consider ourselves a part of the Sacramento Valley community. And the Sacramento Valley is unique in that it is a valley-wide community. So as members of that community, we want to do what we can to make it a better place for everyone and everything that lives here. So that's where this salmon restoration project comes in. We saw a need and we said, hey, we can do something about that. So we got involved.
We're loading these structures for fish habitat in the Sacramento River, and it's improved the fisheries and help other critters too. So
all the wisdom and the biology said it's going to work, so it's going to work. We're going to come back and do more.
Imagine a baby salmon. It's emerging from the gravel bed and it comes out into the swift current. It's an inch or two long. It's very feeble and it's immediately swept away in the current. So it begins its efforts to swim somewhere and find structure, and there isn't any structure.
We've selected 25 large boulders in the range of 4.5 to 6 tons, limestone boulders we handpicked out of a quarry north of Redding. And then anchored to those large boulders will be root wads, basically root wads from walnut trees and canopies from almond trees. We'll take large bolts, drill them into the boulders, epoxy those bolts in place, and then drop them slowly by crane into the Sacramento River into water that's like 15 to 20 feet deep.
If we're going to be a holistic approach to this, and we try to cover every stage of the life cycle, so you've got to start at the spawning grounds and work our way down, and that's what we're doing.
The project's a little bit out of the ordinary mold for a habitat restoration project. This one's a little different in that it's a private entity who's actually the project proponent and funding the majority of it. But they're doing it because they have an interest in trying to restore the ecosystem, not necessarily because they have to. I think River Garden Farms has really taken a leadership role here and trying something new and different, bold, out of the box. And that's something sometimes private entities can bring to the table sometimes, is they're a little more risk tolerant, and so they can go out and do things and try things to see if they work.
This is, it's a passion. It's really cool to be able to make a difference and to be able to do things that you know are going to work and that will have a major impact on something like the salmon. It's such an integral part of the rich tapestry that is the environment and the habitat that exists up and down this valley. And so to do this one little thing, it's just one tile in the mosaic or one thread in the tapestry, but it's a very important one. And when I go home and my kids ask me, hey, what'd you do today? It's fun to be able to tell them that we helped the salmon and did something meaningful.